going on, guys? Welcome back to another manager career mode video. I've only made a couple of these so far, and I don't know how much more I'll make. It really depends on how much you guys enjoy it. So let me know in the comments what you think about this video. But if you guys keep up with soccer news, you guys know a couple different things. Number one, Jurgen Klopp retired from Liverpool, works for Red Bull as one of their sporting directors. Number two, Red Bull just acquired a team in Paris FC. And number three, Red Bull likes to take over. If you guys have seen what they've done with RB Salzburg, RB Leipzig, New York Red Bulls, they like to make good teams, and they can do so. They've got the money to do so, and we're going to do that here with Paris FC. My goal today is to rebuild Paris FC as if it was a Red Bull team, but there's a twist. We are only allowed to sign Red Bull players, so they have to play for one of the Red Bull teams. Currently, that includes Red Bull Salzburg, Red Bull Leipzig, New York Red Bulls, Red Bull Bragantino in Brazil, and I'll talk about how we're going to do that. As well as I found out they have a minority stake in Leeds United, so we're gonna include that as well. But that being said, this is going to be a fantastic journey. Let's get into it. Starting off here, Red Bull Paris, that's what we're calling this save file. We can't change the team name, obviously, and we have named our manager Jurgen Klopp. He's going to be Mr. Kloppinho himself. That being said, he doesn't look anything like Klopp. I couldn't be asked to go through that hassle. But Jurgen Klopp is here, taking over Red Bull Paris. First thing we need to do at Red Bull Paris is figure out, what does our team look like? What are we working with here? And I'm going to have to do a little bit more digging to see which one, like, how many of these players are staying. But we're going to have a good time. I'm going to say that. We're going to have a fantastic time with Red Bull Paris. So let's figure out who we're keeping. And starting out, our budget is currently $7 million, which really in League 2, it's not the worst to have, not the worst budget to have. That being said, with teams like Leipzig as one of our options, potential options to buy players, and Leeds as well, $7 million might not get us the quality of players that we need in season number 1. So we're going to have to figure out what we'll do there. As well, I'd like to use some of these initial academy players, but if you know anything about FC25, you know that the Brazilian league is not in the game, and Red Bull does own a team in Brazil. So to counter that, the only players that we're going to be searching for in the academy are Brazilian players to make up for that little difference there. But otherwise, this is going to be fun. I'm excited. Let's figure this out. Let's get into this, and let's see how far we can take Red Bull Paris. It looks like we're getting lucky here at Red Bull Paris. We're starting off with a five-star coach, so we're sending him straight out to Brazil, and I haven't even had the chance to look at the team and what we want and what we need. That being said, I know if we're going to Brazil, I'm going to send him there for, we'll do a 3-month stint to start. If we're going to Brazil, we need a winger. We're going for a left wing, right wing, yeah, let's do a cam as well. Let's get this guy out to Brazil and get some good prospects coming into the club. And with that, we have a pretty stacked transfer list of potential transfers. Obviously, we can't buy all of them. I'm going to have to identify, those areas that we need right now. But a lot of these players, I especially want to focus on some of these players that can get good growth, because this is not going to be a one-season rebuild, and we know that. We're in League 2 of France, so we already have to get promoted once, and then the goal is to win the league and eventually win the Champions League. So we're going to need a lot of help with that. Someone like I can never pronounce his name, Ouedraogo, someone like that. He could be a very good long-term prospect. I've seen his growth before, and I would be very keen on bringing him into the club. So players like that. There's some players as well that I want to look out for long-term. Like if Antonio Nusa stays at Leipzig later on when we have a bit more money, that's a player I would love to pick up. So I'm going to see what I can do here, what deals I can get across the line. But I will come back to you when we have our team set, and you'll see those transfers along the way. First signing is complete here. We do have some prospects in this position, but I needed to secure the most important position on the pitch, and that's the goalie. We are signing our goalie right now. I had two choices. One was 27, one was 24, so we went with the younger one. They were both 72 rated, which is crazy for our league. Ilan Melier coming over from Leeds. He was a wonder kid not long ago, so hopefully he can continue that trend over here at Red Bull Paris. And we have brought in a new striker, Dorjils Nene. We're sending out one of our players plus 470,000 to bring him over from, I believe that was Salzburg, pretty sure. But 21 years old, 69 rated striker, I believe, which of course is not the best in the world, but I think he's going to get some good growth here, and I'm excited to put him up top. Third signing of the very first day. Again, we haven't even progressed through the season. We haven't sold anyone yet. With bringing in Adam Daghim from Salzburg, 1.65 million, a little bit under his actual market value, which is good. And that's the main reason I'm signing some of these players on day one, is because they still haven't renewed a contract yet, and that's the biggest thing. I want to get as many of these guys in as I can. And we are out of money. We're officially out of money now, but we have brought in, I know we've already bought one striker, but again, this rebuild is going to take a long time, so I'm looking to the future. With that, we have brought in Robert Ramask from RB Leipzig. We've traded our 30-year-old Pierre-Yves Amal plus a 40k fee for Ramsak. Oh, I guess that was a terrible deal. We brought him over though, 62 rated, 17 years old. I'm going to send him on loan and just see how good we can get him before he joins our starting 11 ultimately. And this is our starting 11 right now at Red Bull Paris. I'm really liking the way this team looks. We've got 73 Crasso, 26 years old. We've got Nene learning right beside him, ready to go. 75 Lopez at our center mid slot. I'm excited to see how this guy does. Same with 25-year-old Cabal here on the left-hand side. We promoted Healy from the Youth Academy, and he's going to be our starting right mid once we get him converted to a right mid. And Melier in goal looks fantastic. This is how the team is looking. I like the formation. I like the tactic. I think I'm going to keep them just balanced, honestly, because it's the best way to go when you don't know what to do with the team. So, balanced it is. I'm excited. Let's get some sales in, and let's get a good first season. All right, and we're seeing our first departure of the season so far. Our prospect striker leaving on loan to Elche for 12 months. I'm excited to see his growth, man. I hope he can get back into the starting 11 one day. Second departure here, we are seeing Dimitri Kalau leaving for $660,000 to Deportivo. Omar Sissoko leaving for Hermannstadt for $870,000. Julian Lopez is leaving for Casampasa for just under $1 million. Gay is leaving for $1.25 million, and Andy Pembele is leaving for Reggiana for $1.3 million. All right, and regardless of player sales, we still only have, I think, 2 more transfers I'm trying to get. One of them should be coming through soon, but we just finalized this one. We have brought in Lucas Gorna-Duat from Salzburg, $4.2 million. He's a French center defensive mid to take over that defensive mid role, but he's already 72 rated. He's 20 years old. I'm excited for this guy. I can't wait to see what he does, and we got a great deal. We have brought over Asan Ouedraogo on loan for 2 years, which should be fantastic time for him to get amazing growth for our team. Honestly, if he can get good enough growth this season, I might just build this team a little bit more around him. He has that exciting prospect tag, and if you know what that means, you know. All right, I think second to last departure here, Ncambadio is leaving for $5.2 million. He was a semi-decent goalkeeping prospect, but I wanted a little bit more for the here and now, and I have a backup already, so we've let him go. And our last departure of the year here is leaving. It is our captain. I was going to let his contract run out, but I think we can get someone better in there right now, and I think we need that. I think that this team is starting to get balanced enough that having somebody who's just going to start dropping in rating is not the best idea. So he is now gone. We have brought in Bichiabu from RB Leipzig, $4.35 million. Hefty fee. I think one of our biggest so far. It might be our biggest so far. Him and Melier are pretty close, but or Meslier, I don't know how to pronounce that. He's French. You know how that goes. But we brought in another Frenchman here, 71 rated, 19 years old. This team is looking good. Let me show you. This is exciting. That is exciting right there. Crasso with 15 and 20 is crazy. I am so excited for that. But where is that leaving us in the season? All right, we're here on the 1st of January, and I'm excited. I like the way things look. Our striker, Crasso, is up to a 74, but that's not what I care about. He's got 15 goals in 20 games. Nene with 9 and 20 as well in his first season. Cabal was 7 and 6. Oh my gosh, yeah, 4 assists for Nene as well. These 4 right here, left mid, 2 strikers, center mid, are rocking it. What a season from them so far. We are in a great place. Wow, we are up 38 points. We've got a plus 19 goal difference, and Lorient is right on our tail for sure, but we're starting to pull away from this league with Lorient. Wow. Only 2 losses so far the whole season, 12 wins, 2 draws. This is gonna be an interesting year 1. I'm excited for that. Looking at the Coupe de France as well, looks like we did win in round 1 against Lorient, so we've knocked them out completely, and we are moving on to the round of 32 in the Coupe de France. So season number 1's looking good. All right, and normally I wouldn't show you this unless it was a much bigger tournament, but the club wants us to make it to the round of 16 in the Coupe de France. Here's the round 32 game. I love the way this team looks, especially that defense looks fantastic. And can they do it? Can this team get us to the next round? we barely lose to Nantes, which is a good sign that we're kind of competing with these teams. But none of our strikers got anywhere decent on goal, and we lost possession. So unfortunate, but we're not going on in the round of 16. And we do have one departure happening in this January transfer window. Vincent Marchetti is coming in. Unfortunately, him and some of the other midfielders are taking game time from Cabal in the left mid, and so I'm trying to mitigate that by also getting rid of him. And one of our strikers left on a pre-contract deal, and I didn't even realize it, so I would like to bring in a backup striker. I'm going to see if I can afford a backup striker or what that deal would look like. Otherwise, I'll probably just bring in somebody for squad depth. Okay, I can't actually afford to bring in anybody that's really worth bringing in, and I don't just want to make a signing for no reason. Because of that, I think our answer is going to be to promote Noah Vial up to the first team. I'm going to change his development plan to become a striker. I don't know how long that's going to take. 49 weeks isn't bad. I'm going to promote him to the first team, let him ride the bench through the rest of the season. If we need to play him up there, we will. But the goal here is that we have the backup striker if we need it. This all came and stemmed from the fact that we had our striker get a red card. But we have a backup striker, and as soon as the next season hits, I think I'm going to bring back one of our other strikers on loan and send this guy out on loan to get his growth moving again. But we are going to promote Vial to the first team. Yeah, that's about all the changes I can make right now. All right, we have made it to the end of season number 1 with Red Bull Paris, and wow, Nene had a crazy second half of the season. 24 goals and 6 assists in 38 games. He only had 9 at the first half of the season, so he scored crazy amounts. And Crasso didn't do as well as the first half of the season, but still 22 goals, 4 assists. Our strikers were ripping it up. Cabal with 11 and 10 is fantastic as well. Lopez 9 and 4. Healy had a great second half of the season, going up +1 as well overall. Bichiabu to a 74. Yeah, Deschmet up to a 75. What a season from him. 75 for Lucas Cornador at 21 years old. I'm excited for him. Drago got some good game time at the end of the season, and I think he's going to be a great player next year. Meslier up to a 74 is okay with me. And then our 3 guys out on loan. Lukenbila up to a 67, so no growth in the second half of the year. But Ramsak up +2 to a 70 or 65 rated 18-year-old striker. Wow, I did not understand those words. But I think I'm going to either send him back out on loan or potentially keep him as a backup as we send Noah Vial on loan. But dogging him up to a 68 is really good to see. I would like to send him out on loan one more year as we still have Healy at a 69. I want to see them continue to grow before they're in the starting 11. That being said, all of this means nothing if we don't get promoted. What happened? How did the season go? Okay, good and bad news. We're getting promoted, but we tanked that second half of the year. 7 draws, 5 losses, and only 22 wins. Yeah, Lorient definitely they stayed consistent that second half of the year. We let too many draws slip by, but that being said, we still are getting promoted to Ligue 1 after season 1. I'm okay with that. Lyon end up winning the Coupe de France. We were knocked out in the round of 32. Real Madrid win the Super Cup. Benfica win the Champions League. Lyon also win the Europa League. I'll have to see if they won Ligue 1 as well. Betis win the Conference League. Lyon was third. Okay, Lyon was third. They did not get a treble, but they had a double. That's not half bad from them. Obviously, PSG took the league, but this is going to be us next year. We're going to be up here, and we want to stay up here. So we're going to need to make some big signings. I can't wait to see that kind of Ligue 1 money that comes into play, but I like this team. Yeah, like I said, I like this team. Nene had a great year. Crasso, if we can get an upgrade, I will take one, but he had a great year. Lopez as well, up to a 77. I'm going to keep him as long as I can, but ultimately I would like to push Ouedraogo in that section, so I may leave it up to B to see what clubs come in for Lopez, if any. Otherwise, I'm not going to force sell him. Deschmet, unfortunately, will not be able to stay with us next year unless a Leipzig team, or a Red Bull team, sorry, picks him up. Cabal is not going anywhere for the time being. He is our star boy at the minute. And Healy, I need to see more from him, or I need to find a replacement for him. He is the weak link in this team right now. And that was season number 1. We're getting promoted. We're going to Ligue 1. So can Red Bull Paris and this Red Bull squad make it in Ligue 1? Can we survive? Let's find out. All right, here we are. Season number 2 is here. and I'm excited. Biggest thing I want to see, I'm going to show you right here, what is our budget? What can we actually do to improve this team? Okay, I just skipped past it, but 15 million, that's double what we had last year, and that can either get us a really solid option there, especially at that right mid role, because I like how this team looks. Otherwise, we can make some really good signings here. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Season number 2 is going to be a blast. Let's make it happen. All right, I was doing my normal rounds of checking all of the teams to see what players we can buy, and apparently Leeds have been promoted. They're up in the Prem. So that is either going to mean that we're not going to be able to afford any players here, or they're trying to offload some of their dead weight, which hopefully is going to be good for us. So I'm going to take a look and we'll see what Leeds has. All right, we just made a big signing here and we still somehow have budget to spend, but we have been able to bring in a new right mid, Dan James, coming over from Leeds. He still plays there in this save. We're here with Dan James coming in, B-rated transfer, 76 rated overall. That's a plus a lot on Healy. 27 years of age. He has experience in the top league, and I'm hoping he can use it with us. All right, we've brought in another big signing here. Not Dan James level, but pretty dang close. We have brought in a center back. I think this is a good move with Piatovsky coming over from Red Bull Salzburg, sorry. $4.6 million, 25 years of age, higher rated than our current center back for one, but two, I think he's going to be a really good addition to the squad. All right, one of our first departures here is going to be Chergui. He was our backup center back, but now that we've brought in our new center back, that's going to push the current starting center back to that role of backup. So he is gone. We're cashing in. I just took the first offer that came in. Noah Vial is going to Angers for 6 months or 12 months on loan. Lord, it's too late at night for this. All right, and we've decided to make one last signing of this window. I have no more players to sell. We're pretty much bare bones, but I think the team looks good enough to succeed. I'm excited to see how this year goes in Ligue 1, and we're going to do that with Sam Greenwood coming over from Leeds. We're selling our backup goalie plus 2.3 million to bring him over. I hope it was a good deal. It was a C. These deals have sucked, I'm not going to lie, but we're bringing him over. I'm going to try and convert him into a striker, and if that doesn't work, he's going to be a backup midfielder for us. I'm pumped. Ramstad going out on loan again, but this time to Lorient. They came up to Ligue 1 with us this year, so hopefully he actually gets some game time. Healy is getting a loan move to Sheffield United. Now that we have James, I want to see what he can do, and I need Healy to get a little bit more growth before he comes back. All right, the season is officially begun, and we look good. We look good. The left back role is going to be interesting to see how Gaudin continues. He had great growth last year on loan. Don't know if that's going to continue this year. Melee up to a 75, though I realized I didn't have him on a training plan, so he could have been crazy by now. But here we are. I'm going to show you guys the first game of the season, and we're going to find out just how well Ligue 1 is going to go. And we lose 3-1 game number 1. Oh, Lord, I will see you in January. All right, y'all. Here we are on the 1st of January, and things are looking rough. Nene is still scoring 8 goals. Crasso has 6 and 4, Cabal 5 and 2. Otherwise, not many goals. I'm really surprised Dan James has not done more for this team. That's very, very surprising. It does look like Sam Greenwood is getting a lot of more game time than I was expecting him to. Same with Mbao. Very interesting, very interesting. How are our loan players do? Healy, no growth. Ramsack up to a 68. He's almost caught up to Healy already. And Vial up to a 67. That's a +3 overall on his first loan move. So where are we at in our first season in Ligue 1? All right, it's about where I thought we'd be. We're sitting in 13th. We're above Lorient, which is good, and it looks like Clermont Foot made it up with us this year. We're tied with Lorient, actually. It's only goal difference that's keeping us up there, but we're not far off from getting up to like the 10th and 9th place if we can start getting some wins. PSG obviously running away with the title, but we are struggling. 9 losses is not where we want to be. We want to finish at least mid-table. We'd love to stay in Ligue 1 if possible, but so far that doesn't seem like a possibility. I'm going to see what I can do here in January. I don't know if there's anything I can do other than a formation change. Wow. Struggle, but that's what happens when you get promoted. You've got to make sure that you can make it to the next level. Whew. All right, once again, we are in the Coupe de France round of 32, and even though we're seeing good growth, like Vichiab up to a 75, Meslier up to a 77, Nene up to a 74, Cabal up to a 78, Lopez 78, we're seeing the growth. I just need a win. I would love to go to the next round this year. And we will be 3-1. James, Nene, and Cabal getting our goals. We'll take that. Next round of the Coupe de France. Here we come. All right, we are making one sale in January, and it's not one that I necessarily wanted to make. I was kind of forced to just because of our current financial situation and, performance situation. We are selling Maxime Lopez to Sporting for $15 million on the dot. I'd be surprised if I could have gotten any more for him. Yeah, 15 mil was the max. Unfortunately, my goal with that was to then put Uwe Drago into that cam slot, but Leipzig recalled him before I could do that. So, instead, the new team for the second half of the season will be playing a 4-4-2 with two defensive mids. And I'm really hoping that this goes well and bodes well for the rest of the season. Very unfortunate that we are in this position right now, but I'm hoping that the second half of the year goes well. So I will see you in May. All right, season number 2 is over with, and judging by these numbers, we probably didn't do as well as I was hoping. 15 goals for Nene and 14 goals for Crasso is good. 9 assists for Crasso as well. He's doing pretty solid for 28. That being said, if I can find a good upgrade next year, I will probably be looking to sell Crasso on. Nene is going to stick around for a bit though. He's doing great. 76 rated. Cabal up to a 79 rated. He is our new captain after that sale in January. 27 years of age, 12 goals, 3 assists. He's going to stay at least another season or two, I think, because he's going to hit the 80s for sure. Dan James, 5-2 is not what I needed this year from him. That's unfortunate. All right, and by a pretty decent margin, we stayed out of the relegation zone, and we actually made it mid-table. 11th is not bad for us. We were above Lorient. Oh, sorry, Lorient did just beat us by 1 place. That's unfortunate, but we're above Clermont and Auxerre, which is good to see. We definitely could have pushed up a little bit higher. It was close. We were close to that top 7. Would have been nice. It's just, rough season. First season, we had 15 losses. Ouch. That hurts. But that being said, not a bad season. We're in Ligue 1 again. We'll get some good money and get some good players in, and let's get season number 3 underway. I forgot a couple things. First off, PSG won the Coupe de France this year. Benfica wins the UEFA Super Cup against Lyon. Benfica and Lyon have some crazy teams this year. Manchester City beat Arsenal in a Champions League final. Lazio beat Spurs in a Europa League final. And wow, Başakşehir wins over Shakhtar in a Conference League final. Beating out Manchester United to get there, that's pretty crazy. But we survived PSG. Sorry, PSG. Yeah, we survived Ligue 1 and PSG. But I'm excited for season number 3, and hopefully we can get just that little bit closer to the top. That's the goal. Alright, starting out season number 3, we're coming in with a pretty decent budget at 18 million. I'm A-okay with that, and I think that we can make some good signings there. I'm worried about a couple positions in particular. Let's take a look. Looking at this team, I really, really like a lot about it. I think if we continue with this formation, Doucet will need an upgrade, I think I would like to upgrade him. I would very much like to upgrade the bench. We are on our last limbs on bench players right now, with players like Vial is like a top contender for us. Healy as well is back. I think I'm going to leave him on the bench for now and leave all of our random Brazilian players as our reserves. But otherwise, the biggest thing for me, left back, left CDM, and striker. I think that's the goal. I'm going to give James 1 more year to try and work out whatever his issue is with scoring last year. But otherwise, I think Cabal and James might be on their last legs for our team. And we're going to find out what happens in season number 3. All right, first signing before the transfer window has really even opened. It's still day 1. We have signed Joe Gelhardt coming over from Leeds United for $5.1 million. That was a tough negotiation. They refused to take less than that. So if I get a C, they were not accepting anything less than that, regardless of what I tried. But Gelhardt is here. Gelhardt is going to take over for Crasso, most likely. I think I'm going to let him go this year. All right, second signing here. I think I may actually start this guy. I'm still not sure, but we are bringing in a semi-youth prospect, semi-now prospect, 17-year-old Mateo Jacobs coming over from Red Bull Salzburg. We're trading Sam Greenwood and 200K. I had no strong connection to Sam Greenwood, so I'm okay trading out for a defender that hopefully is going to be great for us this year. All right, and I think this is going to be our last signing of this window. I was potentially going to sign a center defensive mid as well, But since he's only 23, I think we'll let him grow a little bit more. We are now going to sign instead Isaac Schmidt from Leeds United, 5.4 million at the left back role. He's going to be our starting left back, while that 17-year-old we signed is going to be our rotational backup for the season. All right, we've made our signings. I'm going to show you the squad, but the last thing I'm going to say is the Brazilian prospects have not been going well. Our five-star scout seems to be a one-star scout at best. So this is the last decent prospect we have, and I say decent, he looks crazy good. 16 years of age, potential is 92. I'm going to let him grow a little bit more in the development academy, and then I'll loan him out as soon as possible. That being said, I'd love if we could just win everything this year. Highly doubt it though. This is what the team is looking like as of now. With those couple signings, we now have Gelhardt and Nene up top. I am excited for that partnership. I think they're going to do very well up there. Cabal and James on the wing, Doucette and Gorna Duath in the midfield, with Bichiabu and Piatowski at center back, and Schmidt and Terrain rounding out the defense with Melier in goal. Pretty decent squad overall. I mean, I like the way everything is looking. I'm still trying to get a loan move for Ramask. I think I'm going to sell Godin and get a loan move for Vial as well. Hopefully this season is going to go well. I'm excited to see what Jacobs can do off the bench. I would send him on loan, but I think we're going to need all the help we can get this year. So we'll find out how season number 3 goes, and I'll see you guys in January. All right, our first departure of season number 3 is coming through. Jules Gaudin is leaving for $5 million. I decided to cash in on that other left back, or I guess put my chips on that other left back and cash in on Gaudin to get a little bit of extra funds in the club. Second departure here, we are seeing Crasso, unfortunately, is leaving for Parma for $10.8 million. He just turned 28 years of age. He is stopping his growth at 75 rated, so I think it was worth letting him go and coming back in with our newer striker, Gelhardt. We see Diego Reyes, one of our academy players, leaving for Nashville for a year. Our other academy player, Noah Vial, is leaving on for 12 months on loan to Luton Town. He's up to a 69 rated, and I can't wait to see how much higher he can go. We are seeing Ramsak leaving on loan to Mainz for 12 months. Again, he's getting great growth as well, and I think he's going to be a great starting 11 player in the next year or two. All right, first player we are bringing in, or one of the first players we're bringing in after those signings, are mostly for squad depth. A lot of these players I'm signing, I think we're signing 5 in total, all squad depth purposes, but they do have some good potential as well. So, Leandro Morgaya is coming over from RB Salzburg for $2.95 million, a little bit over what I could have gotten for him, but happy to have him. Another signing here. We have not had a backup goalkeeper since we sold our last one, our prospect. So we're bringing in another semi-prospective goalie here, Daniel Radnotti, coming over from Red Bull New York, that is, for $2.4 million. Pretty decent signing here. Excited to have him as well. Since we now have 2 center defensive mids, I thought we'd bring in a backup there as well, and one that's on the cusp of a 70 rating already at 22 years old, Justin Omoreji, coming over from RB Salzburg for $1.45 million. Contract was expiring, so we'll take it. Second to last signing here, we're bringing in a prospective striker. It looks like the regens are starting to come through. We have brought over Victor Ramos here from RB Salzburg again, $2.15 million, but we have brought him over for 68 rated. Brought him over at 68 rated and 18 years of age, and this is our last transfer that I think is about to go through. We're going to bring in Dijon Kamari on loan for 2 years from Red Bull Salzburg, 22 years old, 71 rated, to kind of fill a little bit more of an attacking midfielder role, but I think he's going to be good to have him in. And here he comes, Dijon Kamari. We got a little cutscene. I skipped it because I just ready to get through season 3, but he's on loan with us for 2 years. And with that, this is what the team is looking like. I know you've already seen the starting 11. Didn't make any changes there with these last couple signings, but our bench looks 10 times better. An average rating of 70 is pretty solid there, and they should all get some good growth because everybody here is pretty young. We got 18, 19, 22, 22, 20, 18, or 19, 17, 26, and 21. So looking good. Got some of my academy prospects down there just to, again, space fillers really. But I'm looking at the future and what this team can do in the future. I think they're going to do big things. I think especially with these 2 center backs starting to grow like crazy, both of them at 77 already. This is going to be a good year in Ligue 1. Let's find out. All right, we are here on the 1st of January, and I kind of like the way things are looking. These are very comparable to our first season in League 2, but now we're in Ligue 1. Gelhardt, our new signing, 9 goals and 2 assists in 18 games. Cabal was 7-3, up to an 80 rated. Gelhardt up to a 76. Nene up to a 79 with 6-3. Doucette's doing great. James is actually getting on the score sheet, which is good to see. Bichiabo up to a 79 is nice. Schmidt to a 75. Melier is almost 80 rated goalkeeper. That would be awesome to see. Lucas Gorna-Dueth is our rock in that midfield. 80 rated, 23 years old. I am loving seeing him. And our 17, that is the most important thing right there. Noé Vial still has some time left to get some growth, but Ramsack up to a 71 is great. But where does this leave us in the league? We are top 4 in Ligue 1. We are tied for 3rd. I guess technically tied between, what is that, 5th and 3rd. But we are top 4 in Ligue 1. We've only had 1 loss the whole season. 8 draws, though, is rough. But we are on the cusp of Champions League football. We are almost there. That's insane from us this season. It looks like our next 2 games are going to be tough, though. It looks like, if you see on the left-hand side there, we play Monaco and PSG, both in January. That's number 1 and 2, respectively. But so far, 1 loss, 8 draws, 6 wins. Not bad. Not bad at all from Red Bull Paris. I think we need to push ourselves across that line. So I'm going to identify maybe an area that we're struggling a little bit. Otherwise, I like where we're at. I'm happy with where we're at. Wow, Red Bull Paris, top 4 in Ligue 1 in our 3rd season. Wow. I think it's time to let Healy go. He was great to start this season off. He just has not grown in about a year and a half. Let's let him go. Gone to Watford, just under $3 million. We will take that. All right, and I had 2 players in mind that I wanted to sign with that sale of Healy, but we decided to go with one that's a little bit older, but I think he's gonna mean more for us in the future, and that is Bobby Clark, coming over from Salzburg, 3.6 million. I think it's a little bit on the higher end for him, but I think that he's gonna be a great signing for us, and hopefully he's gonna be good coming off the bench in the second half of the season. I pray this is the change we need. Okay, season number 3 is over, and our strikers went crazy ballistic this year. Nene with 29 and 7, Gerhardt with 24 and 9, Cabal with 11 and 7 is still solid. James had a couple goal involvements, but 29 years old, not really making an impact. We'll keep him for at least 1 more season, I think, unless a good offer comes in. Otherwise, he will be moving on soon. Doucette had a good year as well. Kamari on loan for us, 3 goals and 1 assist, isn't bad off the bench. Schmidt up to a 75, and Piatovsky up to a 78. Bichiabo up to an 80. I completely forgot to mention Cabal 81, Nene 82. So happy with the growth this team is getting. Victor Ramos up to a 71 at 19 years old. I'm hoping I can get him a loan move next season, just so that we can keep that growth going without him just wasting away on our bench. Ramsack to a 73 is crazy. I am very, very excited to see how he grows. I'm very tempted to send him on loan for 1 more year, but maybe we bring him back as our backup. I don't know. I can't decide still. Vial to a 71. He broke past the 70 barrier. Not bad at all, but the real question is, how do we end the league, and are we going to be playing European football next season? And we are going to the Champions League by the skin of our teeth. It was a 1 goal difference. Wow. That is absurd. We had almost as many goals as we were tied with 1st and 2nd place with goals, but goals against was our struggle this season, it looks like. Wow. What a year. We made it by 1 point. We made it in to the Champions League qualification. 9 draws, 7 losses was big. We definitely need to work on that next season, but we are going to the Champions League. Nice won the Coupe de France, and we went out in the round of 32. That has not been our tournament. Manchester City beat Lazio on penalties for the UEFA Super Cup. Arsenal beat Real Madrid for the Champions League. Eintracht Frankfurt beat Benfica on penalties for the Europa League. And Juventus beat out Marseille for the Conference League. But we're skipping Conference League. We're skipping Europa League. We're going straight to the Champions League in season number 4. That budget better be crazy, because we're going to have a lot of signings to make this team Champions League worthy. I'm ready for it. I'll see you in season number 4. Season number 4 is here, but more important than that, season number 4 brings Champions League money, and that money is here too. $35 million is our biggest budget yet, and we're going to be able to sign some amazing upgrades to this team. I'm pumped. Let's get into it. And once again, Leeds has rubber banded back up to the Premier League, so we might have a couple more options for good players to bring down. Okay, massive signing incoming here. Like I said, Dan James has not been producing goals. He barely even assists at that right mid role. He was great to get us into the Champions League, but we need someone who's going to take us far in the Champions League. And we have signed him here. Wilfried Gnonto coming in from Leeds United, 27 million. Pretty good deal for him. He is 80 rated, 23 years old. Our first 80 rated signing, not our first 80 rated player, obviously. First 80 rated signing though. I am pumped to bring him into this team. Another massive signing here, which also unfortunately means a departure, but we have brought in Philip Anderson from the New York Red Bulls. We've let go of our right back Terrain plus 1.3 million for him, but he has come over 17 years old, 74 rated at a center back. That being said, I think he can get really good growth if he's in the starting 11, and I'm going to put him there. I think I'm going to sell our 27-year-old Piatovsky and put in Anderson and get that growth now, because if he's on the bench or if he's on loan, who knows what could happen, but we know if he's playing for us, we can make it happen. So that's the goal. This has just been day one. I'm kind of out of funds for now, but let's move forward and see who leaves and who comes in. Champions League squad is being built as you can see it right here. And Dan James does end up leaving to PSV for 23 million. Great signing. Well, great signing for PSV, but some great money in the bank for us to make some good signings. All right, and with pretty much the last of our current balance after that Dan James transfer, we are able to secure a new right back. Obviously, the biggest reason we didn't get top 2 last year and instead got 3rd is because we had goals scored on us. So I brought in an 80 rated right back from Leeds, 18.4 million, 2 massive transfers in this season already. He has come over, 80 rated, 26 years old. I'm excited for him to play alongside Jacobs, who's already grown +4 since he's joined the team. So I won't be surprised if he's 80 rated by the end of this season, but great transfer here, and I don't have much more to change. I think this team can do it. All right, departure here as Robert Ramsack is leaving on loan one more time to Montpellier. I think this is going to be his last loan move before he comes back. Noé Vial is getting his loan move as well to Benfica for 12 months. I think he had an offer come in from Liverpool as well. Adam Dagim, I am getting him out on loan, mostly so that Nato doesn't have any sort of like competition for that right mid role. And here it is, our center back Piatovsky, who's brought us to this point, is now leaving to Lille for 19.9 million. Thank you for your work, Piatovsky, but I think it's time for the younger generation to take over. All right, and we have brought in a player that I tried to bring in a couple times last season, but he's here now. That's all that matters. We've brought in Viggo Gebel from RB Leipzig, 4.6 million for him. He's 19 years old, 72 rated, more of a rotational player than anything, but he's here in the club, and I'm excited to watch him grow. Doucet is now leaving for 5.1 million to SC Braga. Unfortunately, the new formation I want only has the one CDM role, and I already have a couple more CDMs that are a little bit better than him, so we are going to let him leave and take that cash. Mustafa Mbao is leaving for 4.5 million. He's been here from the start, but we are letting him go finally. He was our backup center back, but we've got much better options now. See you later, Mbao. And this is the team we're using heading into season number 4. Nene up to an 83, Cabal up to an 81, Nato 80, an 80 here, 81 here, 80 Medley. This team is insane. I am so excited to see how this season goes. The big question is, 1, how does Ramos grow on the bench here? And 2, what can we achieve in the Champions League in season number 4? We're in it. We just gotta see how far we can take it. If we win a Champions League in season number 4, our first season in the Champions League, that'd be crazy. Let's make it happen. The Champions League dates are in, and this is gonna be a tough one already. Our first Champions League match day is against Liverpool, and then we go straight into FC Lugano from Switzerland. Feyenoord is next, then Brighton and Galatasaray, Club Brugge, then Dinamo Kiev and Dortmund. Wow, those are some big games. Dortmund is going to be difficult. Club Brugge is hard in the Champions League. Brighton as well is there, as well as Feyenoord and Liverpool. We have some easy games, hopefully easy games, but we've got some tough ones this year. Can we make it out of the group stage? We'll find out. All right, the first half of season number 4 is done, and we are looking okay. Gelhardt up to an 80 with 10 goals, 2 assists. Nene up to an 85 with 7 goals and 2 assists. That is pretty crazy. Bobby Clark is already up to a 76, hitting good game time, good impact. Cabal, not really the best impact, but still there, up to an 83. Nanto is not scoring at that right mid position. I don't know what it is about my setup. I'll need to check my tactics, but he is not getting goals. That being said, I like the growth that everyone is getting so far. How are our lone players doing? Dagim up to a 76 is great. Vial up to a 72 and Ramsak up to a 74. These three are absolute ballers, and pretty soon here they're just going to be the starting players for this team, no doubt about it. So where does that leave us in Ligue 1? Okay, Ligue 1 doesn't look great at first glance. We are in 7th currently. However, we are tied for 6th, 2 points off 5th, 4 points off 4th, and only 5 points off of 3rd. So this is just a really close season for Liga, and obviously PSG and Lille are up there doing great, but us with 4 losses, still not the worst in the league, just not great. So we need to work on that for sure. That being said, excited to see how the Champions League looks. We are top 5 in the Champions League halfway through with only 2 games left. We've only lost 1 game. I would highly assume that's the Liverpool game, but we are top 5 in the Champions League. That is insane. That is awesome. Leverkusen is running away with it. PSG is right there with them. But we are top 5. Okay. This might be the year where we should be going to the next round regardless. But this could be our Champions League debut and Champions League win. We play Dynamo Kiev next and Dortmund shortly after, and those are our last 2 games. Wow. This is awesome. I don't know what I need to do in January or if I need to do anything. Honestly, I might just make some changes to the team we already have. Otherwise, I like how things are looking, and let's find out how Champions League goes, and you'll be along with me. Okay, unfortunately, it looks like we did drop out of the top 8. Monaco did make it into the top 8 with PSG, so we are down in the playoffs, and we will be facing Rangers in the playoffs of the Champions League. So, gonna be interesting. Looks like we've got some big teams down in the playoffs. Bayern, Benfica, Arsenal, Inter, Dortmund, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Man City, Atletico Madrid. This is gonna be a very interesting year. Whew. Let's find out how far we can make it. Alright, here we are in game 1 against Rangers at Ibrox. Our team looks good. That's what I am hoping is going to take us through. Nene 85, Nanto 82, Bogle 81, Cabal 83. The team looks great. Jacobs up to a 77 after only 2 years is awesome. Oh, but can we take the first leg? We lose 3-2 in the first leg. Nene tried his hardest with a brace, but we're going to have to make up for it in the second leg. We had more possession too. Oh, all right. It's game number 2. We need a big comeback here. It's our first Champions League playoffs. Whew. What's going to happen? We came back. Nanto, Geihart, and Nene. We came back, and we have made it 3-1 to go on to the next round. That is awesome to see. I can't wait. Okay, this is not exactly what we wanted heading into the round of 16. We are facing Bayer Leverkusen in our first game in the round of 16. Nene is up to an 86. Oh, but I don't know. This is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. First game against Bayer Leverkusen. We take it. 3-2. Nene with 2 and Cabal with a goal. Oh my lord. If we can hold this, we might just make it to the quarterfinals. Game number 2. We have a 3-2 lead. We just need to hang on. We need to hang on to this lead, and we will go on to the next round. Can we do it? We get throttled 4-1 against Leverkusen in the second leg. And that is a really sad. We had hope. Nene with another goal. That guy is just on fire, but we will not be moving on in the Champions League this season. That is sad. And season number 4 has come to an end. Very unfortunate about the Champions League, but I'm really hoping that we did well otherwise. Nene with 20 goals and 9 assists. This guy is a beast. And Gelhardt with 19 and 5. Cabal, another 8 and 8 season. Insane from him. Bobby Clark, 7 and 11. Wow. Newcomer is doing fantastic things. The other newcomer, however, Wilfred Nanto, up 2 ratings, but not very good on the stats front. Ramsak got 3 goals on loan, however. Okay, we have to keep that in mind for the next season. Bichiabu, no growth this year. Jacob, still 77. Luka Gornadoth up to an 84, and Victor Ramos up to a 72. So overall, really interesting growth from everyone. On loan, Noah Viel up to a 72, and Dogim still 76, so not much growth in the second half of the season. But the real question is, where did we end up? We know we didn't win the Champions League. Ouch. And as you can tell, we're not top 8. We're not top 9. We are 10th place in Liga, and after just getting 3rd, we were tied for 11th. It was only goal difference that kept us up. Oh my lord, 15 losses is not what we wanted to see. We're going to need to make some changes next year. Wow, that was bad. Marseille win the Coupe de France. We went out in the round of 16 to Stade de Reims. Arsenal win the UEFA Super Cup. Liverpool win the Champions League, and we went out to Leverkusen, of course. Borussia Mönchengladbach win the Europa League, and Aston Villa win the Conference League. So, really unfortunate year for us all around. We're not going back to the Champions League next year, but hopefully that gives us a great opportunity to get more growth on some of these players so that when we do go back, we're ready. So, season number 4 was a bust, but season number 5, we got to get back into the Champions League. It's do or die. Okay, season number 5 is here. We have a budget of 31 million, a little bit lower than last year, but still a lot to work with, plenty to work with. And the biggest thing we need to figure out is what to do with this team. Now, the only person that consistently is scoring goals is Nene. Gelhardt is doing all right, but I think what I might have to do is switch to a one-striker formation, let Nene have his time to shine, and convert my left and right mids to wingers to better feed him in. And I'm hoping that that's a good solution there, but that's going to require us to get one more central player in this team. Yeah. It's going to be an interesting year. Very interesting year for the club, but let's do it. Let's get into it. Just as always, just like the last couple of seasons, Leeds has rubber banded back down to the championship. All right, our first signing is on day 1, and we're using almost all the budget here. I think I'm left with like 5 or 6 million, but we are signing both a signing for now with our new formation and a signing for the future for sure. We have brought in Tim Becker from Leeds. He is a German center defensive mid. We've traded Isaac Smith and I think 23 million for this guy, which is an A rating because he's already 77 or 78 rated at 21 years of age. Very excited for him. I think those stats are wrong. Pretty sure he was like 18 or 19. Anyways, I am excited to have him in the team. He's going to be starting right alongside our other center defensive mid, and he's going to get some good growth, and by the time we're in the Champions League, he's going to be fantastic. Another year, another loan move for Noah Viel. I really need him to get a little bit better before we have him in this team. Victor Ramos, our backup supposed prodigy striker, didn't get any growth last year, so we are letting him go for 4 million. Rafael Fernandez came out of the academy as a 70 rated 18-year-old. I'm letting him get a loan move and just see what he can do. And our backup goalkeeper is heading to Celtic for 4.8 million. He also stopped getting any growth. I'm gonna need to go in for a new one. Like I said, we needed a backup goalkeeper, and we made an interesting signing with this one. We are bringing him back. The Greek legend that we had in season number 1 is coming back to us from Leeds United for 1.85 million. Excited to have him back, but he's the only goalkeeper that was affordable and available. All right, our next signing, again, we're trying to fill up the squad space, but hopefully with players that will get growth and will continue to be a part of this team moving forward. We've had a lot of in and out of players that just stop getting growth and stop contributing to the team. So we are bringing in Florencio Cruz from Salzburg for 7.25 million, hoping that he will end up being a great right back for the squad. 75 rated, 20 years of age. All right, I know what this transfer is, and I'm not very happy to be seeing it. That being said, I'm going all in on the Nene train. I think that he is the way to go, and because of that, we have sold Joe Gelhardt for 45.6 million, might I add. Not a small fee whatsoever. Apparently, that was a horrible transfer, though. Wow, I messed up. Wow, okay. Anyways, he is gone, and Nene, up at an 87, is going to be our main man for the rest of the season. And with that money, we're going to make an upgrade to the defense. I know that we are struggling with letting goals in and placing 10th. Clearly, we need an upgrade there. This one is going to be at the center back role, because although our other center back, our young center back, did well last season, I'd love to give him a little bit more time to grow, and we are going to bring in someone who's ready now. Pascal Struijk is coming in from Leeds for 19.8 million, 80 rated, 28 years old. Let's get it done. And a transfer that I wasn't expecting to make, we got an offer in for our left back, Jaden Bogle. After 1 year, they offered 40 million, and I feel like we can get somebody a little bit better and a little bit younger in that role at our left back spot. So I'll take the 40 million and let's see what we can get. Ladies and gentlemen, we have found our left back. I love this guy in career mode, and I'm really happy that Leipzig signed him. We've brought over Valentin Barco from Leipzig for 37.8 million. Pretty killer deal on him, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, a transfer, 24 years old, 82 rated. I'm excited to have him in the club. And with no other transfers left to make, this is what the team is looking like. Now, Cabal, he just turned 30. This is going to be his last year with us. I don't think he's going to last much longer, but 83 rated is going to be great. Maybe if we need to get someone in the January transfer window, we will, but for now, he is just fine. Nene up to an 87. I am excited to watch what he can do this year. And Nonto up to an 84 already before the season's even started. That gets me pumped. Clark is doing well so far. We may need an upgrade there in the future, but for right now, he's doing great. And I need Becker. Becker, he's getting currently changed to a CDM, but I need Becker to start catching up to Gorna Duath in that regard. Otherwise, I like the way this team looks. This is kind of a testing year for Jacobs too. He is only 19 though, so I gotta give him more time. But otherwise, this team looks good, feels good, and I am excited to see how season number 5 plays out. We need to get back into the Champions League. All right, we did decide to make one last loan move in this summer transfer window. We are letting Vigo Gebel go to Lyon for 12 months. He's currently, I believe, 72 or 74 rated, but I'm hoping he can get some great growth over at Lyon before he comes back to us and either takes over for Clark or just becomes a better backup. All right, season number 5. We're here in the 1st of January, and we're looking okay. I won't lie. Nanto is finally stepping up. 10 goals and 2 assists. Bobby Clark at Cam, 7 and 5. Nene was 7 and 1. This guy is just a beast. Cabal was 6 and 3. Barco 4 and 2. Ramsak with 2 and 2 in 9 games is not bad for his first season fully with us. I'm okay with that. Cabal is up to an 84 too. I completely skipped past the fact Nene is up to an 88 rated striker. Wow. I think Cabal, I don't think I'm going to let him go in January this year, but I think this has to be his last year with us, sadly, as our captain. But we're going to have to let him go. Gorna Duath at 85 rated, 3 and 2. He is a beast. This team is looking fantastic. I'm obviously very excited about our loan players. This is one of our academy players, Rafael Fernandez, 18 years old, 75 rated Cam. I may put him out on loan for one more year after this, but he is already a fantastic player. Wow, this team is crazy, and I just really hope that this means good things. Also, in the academy, I found this guy, Fabio Cabral, as a goalkeeping prospect, 17 years old, 67 rated. His potential is 96. So I'm trying to get him a loan move here in January. I just promoted him to the first team, but this team is awesome. I think the only areas that I'm looking to improve is obviously I need to get Tim Becker converted still to a CDM. It's taking a lot longer than I thought it would. And our goalkeeper, Meslier, is not getting any more growth. He's kind of stuck at an 82. So I'm going to see if there's a better option right now. Otherwise, I may just keep him. And then next year, I would like to go in for a better keeper. But I'm going to take a look and see if there's any signings I want to make here in January. But before we do that, we got to figure out, where are we at? Where are we at in the league? We're doing it. We might just win Ligue 1 this year. Of course, we're only up by 4 points, but we're on top of the table. Only 2 losses. Same with Stade Rennais and PSG, but we are number 1. That goals for number is a little bit concerning though. Only 35 goals for means that we're probably barely winning games, but that's pretty good on the 1st of January. It's the first time we've been on top of the table, maybe the second, but it's definitely not going to be the last, especially if we keep growing the way we are. So we need to secure this. I need to make some changes. If I can find a CDM to start over Becker, that would be nice, or a higher rated goalkeeper. Wow. First in Ligue 1. I need top 3. I just need Champions League, but let's see what we can do. And after looking a little bit closer, we don't necessarily have the budget to get anyone that actually upgrades our team. So I may make a move for some squad depth, but otherwise, sitting first in the league, we can't make any upgrades. I think we're just going to have to see how this plays out and pray to God we can stay top 3. Hopefully we can win the league. Let's see what happens. I've got some good news as well. On the first day or second day of January, I've only flipped the day once, and we've already gotten 2 offers for our young goalkeeping prospect for over his market value. His market value is 2.4, and we've got an offer for 2.5 and 2.9. This guy's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna get him a loan move right now. I only have him loan listed, and we've had Bayern and Juventus come in as well, along with a swap deal from Swansea City. This guy's crazy. I just want to loan him. And we did get our loan move. Fabio Cabral leaving for Racing Club in Argentina, I believe, for 6 months. Hopefully he gets some great dynamic player potential out in Argentina. And this is exactly what I needed. Becker is finally able to become a center defensive mid. We're going to change that, and now he should be growing like crazy in the second half of the season. I'm pumped for this. Becker is going to be an insane player for this club. We're here on the 1st of February. It looks like we're still first place, but like I said, that was the only deal we made, was that one loan move. So we need to see if this team can push us over the line and keep us in a Champions League place. We need to get back to the Champions League, and we need to stay in the Champions League for the rest of this. We need to get back to the Champions League, and we need to stay in the Champions League for the rest of this rebuild. All right, season number 5 is officially over, and Nonto stepped it up this year. 86 rated, 25 years of age, 27 goals and 8 assists. That's what, 35 goal contributions in 40 games is crazy. Cabal, even though it's still going to be his last season, 15 and 8 is crazy. I'm tempted to keep him on the bench and just sign somebody at that left wing spot, just because he's been such an important player for this team. Nene up to an 89 rated, but only 15 goals and 7 assists. That being said, with everybody scoring, I think this formation is working. Even though he's getting less goals, we're still doing well. Bobby Clark up to a 79. I hope we can get him to 80 next year. Ramsack up to an 81. Maybe we can, it might be worth trying to convert him to a cam actually and get him some more game time. 9 and 16, or 9 and 6 in only 16 games is pretty dang good. Barco up to an 85. Gordon Duath still 85. I think he's starting to stunt in his growth, but he's still solid for this team. Yeah, this team is fantastic. Becker did get a +2 growth after we got him to that CDM role. Is awesome. How did our loan players do? Rafael Fernandez, 19 years old, 76 rated. He's getting another loan move for sure. And Diogo Borges as well. Dagam did not get an upgrade. If he comes back, we might just sell him next year, take that money and run. I think, again, the only real upgrades I want to make next year are going to be the goalkeeper position, if we can find one. If not, Meslier is still good. And potentially that cam slot if Bobby Clark can't get up to the 80 rating, or if we can get Ramsack in that cam role. But, yeah, this year went well. Did we remain in a Champions League spot? That's the question. And by 1 goal difference, a +1, we've won Ligue 1 over PSG. We were tied on points, and it was by 1 goal difference that we won. Oh my lord, that was close. We had the exact same win, draws, and losses. We had 3 more goals for, but 2 more goals against. Wow, that is insane to see. But we've won. That's our first trophy in the books, I believe. Our first trophy, and that means we're back in the Champions League. That is awesome. Oh, it looks like we got 3-0'd by Lyon. So Lyon almost ruined our chances of winning the league. If not, we would have been just fine. Wow. That is amazing to see. Let's take a look around the world and see what we're going to be facing next season. It looks like Nice won the Coupe de France. We got knocked out by FC Martigues 3-2 in the quarterfinals. We made quarterfinals for once, but that's horrible. Borussia Mönchengladbach beat Liverpool for the Super Cup final. Real Madrid beat Barcelona on penalties for the Champions League final. Napoli win the Europa League. And Stade Rennais win the Conference League. They're going to be tough next year. I believe they were top 4 as well this year in Ligue 1, but it's awesome to see. But next year, the big thing that matters to us is we will be in the Champions League once again, and this time with an 89 rated striker and a crazy squad. So I can't wait. Let's get into season number 6. Can we make it? Can we make the Champions League a possibility? Can we get Ligue 1 title again? So many questions, so many possibilities. I'm pumped. All right, season number 6 is here, and our budget is bigger than ever. $64 million in our budget. I'm going to look around and see who we can afford with that and see if we might need that little extra push, but I think we might be able to keep the team we have and make some additions, which would be the best scenario. as well. Like I said, this team looks good. Our two struggling points right now are our right back. He's only 78 rated, and he's kind of stunted in his growth. Still only 20 years old, though. I might just let him run out the first half of the season as well. Struik is 29, and Cabal is 30. Will be turning 31 this season, so I would love to get an upgrade there if possible. However, the rest of this team is ready to rock and roll, and as well, like I said, I would love to look for a goalkeeper, and I'm going to see if we can convert Ramsak into a center attacking mid. But absolutely loving this team. I'm excited for season number 6. Let's see what happens. I should come to expect it at this point, but Leeds are back in the Prem. They've gone down and back up for the 6th season in a row. All right, first big signing of this window. Again, we're heading into the Champions League, and that means we need a back line that's Champions League ready. And Struik not only wasn't getting growth, was not performing very well. He was towards the bottom of our performance last season. I did a little bit of digging, and I decided we need to make a change here. So we're actually trading him for Sepp van den Berg. He is 2 years younger and 2 ratings higher already. So I'm excited for this transfer and excited for the Champions League. And like I said, I wanted an upgrade at that right back role, and we have found that upgrade here. Same age as our current right back, but I think 3 or 4 ratings higher. Tony Rodriguez coming in from Leipzig. We have traded one of our Brazilian prospects over to Leipzig for him. He is 18 years old, 81 rated. I think that means most of our team, other than Bobby Clark, is in the 80s now. All right, and here's the interesting part of this rebuild. It's season 6, and if it hasn't been interesting enough yet, it's going to be now, because we only have a couple clubs we can choose from. Right now, it's Leeds, New York Red Bulls, Red Bull Leipzig, Red Bull Salzburg, and then I'm choosing Brazilian free agents or Brazilian players from my academy. That being said, we are now hitting a point where the players are either unattainable with our budget, or the players that we can afford are not like squad first team quality. They're not first team quality players. For example, I need a new left wing if I want to get rid of Cabal, which I don't want to, but he's 30 years old. If he starts dipping in rating, we will need to, and these are the only semi-decent options I have. Cabal is 84 rated. None of these players are going to be catching up to 84 rating anytime soon. That being said, Kusiasare, I think I'm going to sign regardless. And I'm very interested in Papa Canelos. He has had some good growth since he joined Leeds last year, the year before. Obviously, we can bring back Dijon Kamari, but I don't really want to have any chance of him taking over that cam role over Bobby Clark. So I think it's between Kusiasare and Papa Canelos. Maybe I'll bring in Papa Canelos for that 76 winger formation. Unsure, but like I said, this is going to be a bit of a struggle because until we can get our players up to that 80 rating, we don't have any options to buy. We just have to roll with what we got. So that being said, I have listed Cabal on the transfer market. If we get a good offer, I'll take it. If not, he may just stick with us for this season. And I mean, he's taken us this far. Who says he can't take us to a Champions League? As well, I'm looking for a new goalkeeper, and David Fry has been crazy. 20 years old, 85 rated. He's been in Leeds this entire time, but I can't sign him. He has that mark that he's too important to the club because he's their only goalkeeper at the moment. I would love to sign David Fry, but they won't let me at the moment, and so that leaves us with very, very limited options, including but very limited too. Lunin, who is 30 years old, so older than our current goalkeeper, but 3 ratings higher, and for the Champions League, he might be worth it. Garzon, who is 4 years younger, but only 74 rated, and Santos, who is 3 years younger and 77 rated, so again, we are struggling for options here for what we can actually do to change this team. That being said, I only think I can make 1 or 2 more signings. I do have an offer in for Meslier at the moment. If I can get upwards of 50 million, I might take Lunin, but it's only if I can get that. Otherwise, we may be sticking with the same team for the Champions League, which I'm not against. It's just that I'm not sure how that's going to fare. And I think this is the transfer that I was very much hoping that I wouldn't have to make or didn't really want to make, but once you see the price that I sold him for, you'll understand why. This is our captain, Cabal, leaving the club officially in season number 6. He's been here since the start. Him and Nene have been here since the very, very start of this rebuild. And he is leaving, Elan Cabal, leaving for Frankfurt for 81 million. We thank you for your service, sir, but we're going to take that money and hopefully make some great upgrades here. Okay, I may have found a solution, I think. I was a little bit nervous about that 76 rated being at left mid, but I think I actually might be able to convert this guy into a left midfielder and then go back to a 4-4-2 or something of the sort. But we were able to make a big signing with that money from Cabal. It is Julio Enciso. I just butchered that name. Enciso, I'll just say that. Coming over from Leeds. We got a great deal on him, and he's coming over at 84 rated, 25 years of age, so same rating as Cabal, but 5 years younger. I think I can make him work at that left mid role, and if not, he's at least a fantastic cam to put in. So I'm excited, again, nervous, but I think this is the play. Yes, we can turn him into a left wing in 7 weeks. This was the play for sure. I'm pumped for this. And it says he can play left mid, right mid. But if I try to convert that, that's 146 weeks. So this is the play. And Ciso will be our new left winger. Okay, pumped. Very pumped. Rafael Fernandez got some big offers from big clubs. PSG tried to take him on loan as well, but we're sending him to Atletico Madrid for a year. He's already 77 rated. I need massive growth from him. I think he's going to end up taking over for Clark next year, if we even need to go to next year. Another year, another loan move for Noé Vial. He's just not ready for the first team yet, so he's going off to Sporting. Vigo Gebel as well had a great year on loan last year, and he's going to Monaco this year, which they've been top 4, so I hope he does well. All right, we are here on the 1st of January, and before I look at the stats, I just want you guys to see this team. Dude, it is insane. Our right back Rodriguez has already grown +2 at the start of the season. Nene up to a 90, Nonto 88, and Ciso 85. Gorna Durath 86. I think Becker's on the verge of an 84 already at 23 years of age. Van den Berg already, he's up to 28 years old, but up to 84 rated as well. Meslier with no growth is still a struggle. Marco's doing well, only 25, so I'm expecting big things from him. But the biggest one is that our sub-striker, Ramsak, is up to an 84. That is crazy. I don't even need to look for a backup for Nene, because whenever he is out, he's only 27 by the way, whenever he is out of the team, Ramsak's ready. 84 rated, he's ready to go at 23 years old. That is fantastic growth to see. Some of these players on the bench, though, are getting 0 growth. Duarte, none. Dagan, none. Morgaya, I think, is up 1. Mason up 1 as well. And this goalkeeper has not moved from 72 for the last 3 seasons. So, very unfortunate there. That being said, where are we at in the league? And where are we at in the Champions League is a bigger question. Okay, we're in the running. We're in the running for top of the table again. We're only 4 points off Monaco, that means it's a crazy close season. We're going to need to score some more goals, though, to catch up to that goal difference. But we are tied with 3rd and 4th in games won. It's just that we've lost a couple more than I would have liked to lose. I would have taken draws at that point, honestly. We would have gotten more points there for sure. But yeah, not a bad spot to be in. 5th place obviously is not where we want to be, but when we're only 4 points off the top, that just means we got to have a great second half of the season. Now, where are we at in the Champions League? We are 1st in the Champions League. We are undefeated, not even a draw to our name. That is awesome to see. 34 goals for is crazy. We must be just crushing these teams. All right, I will take that. We've got 2 difficult games left, though, Napoli and Barcelona, so we still have an opportunity to drop out of the top 8 if we fail both of those, but as long as we qualify, that's good to see. It's also funny to see Salzburg is top 8 as well. One of our Red Bull counterparts. Is Leipzig in here as well? Let's see. No Leipzig in the Champions League this year. That is very interesting, but Salzburg is up there with us, so we might have to face another Red Bull team during this rebuild. It looks like Leipzig is in the Conference League is where they are sitting currently. That is funny. Very, very funny. I don't think Leeds United are anywhere near this whatsoever. They keep just going up and down. But decent spot to be in halfway through the year. I don't know if I need any upgrades. Obviously, I'll take a look, but we still have a massive budget, if you remember correctly. 46 million we still have to spend. I don't know if we need to spend it anywhere. Obviously, I would love to score more goals is where we need to be at, but otherwise, the team looks good. So I'll take a quick look. Otherwise, I'm fine with where we're at. That being said, I forgot to show the stats, and Enciso is balling right now. 26 goals and 5 assists in 24 games. Nene with 19 and 15 is crazy. Nonto as well, 12 and 8 in 23 games. Ramsak 10 and 5. He's got 4 goals in Ligue 1 and 6 goals in the Champions League. I did see his name pop up for man of the match like 4 times this season so far. Bobby Clark 6 and 6. Dagan 3 and 3. This is a fantastic team. I want to see how our lone players are doing. That would be a very, very good thing to check out. Gebel up to a 78. Vial, no growth. I think I might look to move him on. Same with Ramos next year. Anderson, no growth either, but it looks like he's played 6 Champions League games for Barcelona. Pretty interesting. Cabral up to a 70, good to see. Fernandez up to a 78, I can't wait to use this guy. And Pinto up to a 72 in his first year at, I think he's at Atletico Madrid. No, he's at a different team. But yeah, not bad. Great stats. I say not bad. Great stats from Enciso in his first season. That is crazy. 15 goals in Ligue 1, 7 goals in the Champions League. I guess we did have a couple very, very easy games in the Champions League, so that's probably where he was shining, but wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a season. We've got 2 Champions League games left, so I'll pick up with you on those to see where we end up in the Champions League running, and I'll check in with you when and if I make any signings in this January window. All right, and I have a couple cool opportunities to sign, and I don't think I'm going to sign any of them this season, but I'm keeping an eye out for next year. That being said, we have made one big signing. Like I said, if a goalkeeper popped up that I was interested in and that I could afford, I was going to go for it. So Meslier is still going to start for the rest of this season, but our new backup is here in James Beadle, coming over from Leipzig, 28.5 million. I think that's just under or just at his market value. Yeah, A+ rate or A-star rating, but he is already 82 rated, 1 rating lower than our current goalkeeper, but he's 25 years old. So I'm really praying that he can become our number 1 starting next season. I think that's going to be the goal. Okay, it's match day against Napoli, and if you read this right here, it says we just need a draw to secure ourselves into the next round. That's all we need. It looks like the fans are about it. The fans are very much about it, but let's find out if we can do it right here, right now, in the Champions League. Can we secure our place? Nanto to an 88, dude. I'm loving this. Bobby Clark's getting his growth too. Can we secure our spot in the Champions League? Oh, that was not a tie. It comes down to the game against Barcelona. We even had more possession and more shots. We just let it slip. Oh my lord. And Barcelona just beat Salzburg 3-2. Are they going to beat the second Red Bull team as well? Oh, let's find out. All right, a win or draw. Secure our spot in the group stage. We're going in with the same team, same tactic, but this time it's Barcelona. They just hit Salzburg with a 3-2 win. Can we secure our spot in the group stage? And we take down Barcelona with Nanto and Enciso. Wow, they have Brahim Diaz, it looks like, and they subbed in our boy Anderson towards the end. It was not enough though. We took down Barcelona to secure our spot into the next round. Right, unfortunately, our round of 16 draw is against Bayern Munich. But on the flip side, fortunately, Gorna Duath is up to an 87. Rodriguez in one season is already a +4 to an 85. Viciavo up to an 84 as well. And Meslier finally got some growth. I think signing a backup keeper scared him a little bit. But we've got game 1 against Bayern, and we've got to see if we can make it to the next round. Can we take game 1 at home at Sanderson Park? Game 1. Ooh, it's a 1-0 loss. Very unfortunate. We're going to need to get this in game number 2. Game 2 against Bayern. Dude, we need this. We need to move on. I would love to win the Champions League this season. We've already won 1 trophy. We won at the very beginning of the season. I want to move on. We need to come back here and now. 4-2. That's exactly what we needed. Oh my lord. Vandenberg starts it off. Elise ties it, Elise takes the lead again. Musiala makes it 3-1, and Ciso and Nene make it 3-3, and then our new Greek god comes in, and within 1 minute of coming on, takes us past Bayern. Wow. And we are moving on to the next round of the Champions League. Just imagine what would have happened if I didn't sign the Greek god there. That is crazy. And a quick look around who is coming with us. It looks like Atletico Madrid beat Monaco 9-8 on penalties. Man City beat Valencia 8-7 on penalties. Milan over Chelsea 4-1. And some other games are still yet to be played. But Salzburg is still technically in it. If they can take down Paris, we may still face a Red Bull team in this save. That's crazy. Quarterfinals of the Champions League. Barco up to an 86 and Enciso to an 86 as well is awesome to see. Honestly, the only low point in this squad is that cam slot. So that would be somewhere that I would be very interested in upgrading next year. Xavi Simons is still at Leipzig in this save. He's just crazy expensive, so I don't know if we'll go that route. But round 1 against Arsenal at Arsenal. Can we do it? Can we take it in round 1? We do get the lead. Nene with a 1-0 lead against Arsenal. Okay, that is good. That is very good to see. Let's get into round 2. All right, round 2 against Arsenal. We are up 1-0 currently. We need to hold that lead, hopefully expand that lead, and get into, what is this, quarterfinals? We'll get into the semifinals of the Champions League if we can win this game right here. It's 1-1. That's okay. A draw takes it, and Ciso with the goal. Isak tries to take it back, but we have made it into the semifinals of the Champions League by the skin of our teeth, but we're there. Oh, this season is crazy. Oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. We're playing Manchester City, not just like a Champions League game. This is the game that takes us to the final, if we can win this. This is where having an 81 rated Bobby Clark scares me quite a bit, but I think we can do it. Also, look at our bench. Ramsack is crazy, up at 85 already. James Beadle hasn't had any growth yet. I've played him in a couple of games. Not that many, though. I want to keep Medlier, that 84, still in the team. But, oh, Lord, can this team take us past the first leg? That's the biggest thing. Past leg number 1 and then past into the final. Can we do it? Leg 1 is 2-1, and Ciso and Vandenberg with the goal. It looks like Davies. Is that Alphonso Davies that scored for them? Okay, we'll take it. We're 2-1 up on Man City, heading to our home game, but it was 50-50 possession, so it's going to be tight. Ooh, all right, obviously I'm nervous here. We have the lead, but is it enough? Is that 2-1 lead enough to take us into the next round? We've had the comeback happen to us before. It was Bayer Leverkusen the first time. Is it going to be Manchester City this time, or are we just going to make it into a Champions League final? Can we do it? Can Nene take us there? 1-1. It's Enciso again. This guy is a Champions League GOAT. Haaland missed a penalty to... Oh, my Lord, that secures it. We are going to the Champions League final in season number 6. I am pumped. Okay, we are here. It is the final against Juventus. Paris FC, Red Bull Paris, sorry, against Juventus. We have only signed players from teams that Red Bull owns or partially owns. And this team is crazy. 90 Nene, he has been here since the start. He was on the original team. Gorna Duat was here shortly after. Nonto not too far after that. This team is crazy. And I'm excited. I'm not going to play the match because I set it on beginner accidentally, and so I don't want that to skew anything. Instead, I found out that if you simulate instead of quick sim, you can still watch the match, but it does not change the, it doesn't matter what setting it's on. It will just play the match based on the player ratings. So we're going to simulate, and we're going to watch this match and see what happens. Okay, we are starting. The team is ready. Let's do it. Can I jump into it? Can I watch it fully? Tactical view. I'm watching from the coach's stand. I would like to spectate, however. There we go. We're spectating this match. Juventus in white. We are in blue. Good save from Medlier early on. This is going to be a good game. It's 3 minutes in. Oh my Lord. Obviously, I want to win this game, but more importantly, I want to watch this game. All right, we've won the ball back from Juventus. Nene was the one to do it. Looks like he's dropping back. Good block there from our center back, Vandenberg. Juve striker is crazy tall. It's Victor Boniface is Juve striker. That's going to be tough to play against, but we win the ball back very easily there and started some great passing to get up the field. Ball comes in off the corner, bounces out, and Juve takes possession again. But we win it back quickly. Clark with the ball. Bobby Clark with the shot. It's saved. Okay. Shot is saved. Bobby Clark is in on the action though. 81 rated. He wants to make a name for himself right here in this game. And this is the game to do it. It's a Champions League final with Red Bull Paris. Juventus on top of the box. I hope they don't get a shot off. We win it back. Goran Duath is on the run. Sends it up to Nanto. Is he going to get this ball? He gets it back to Clark. Clark on the ball in the midfield. Can we get it to Nene to get a shot? Nene gets it. Ooh, doesn't get it. Can we win this back real quick? Goran Duath is trying his hardest to win this ball back. Goran Duath on the ball. Good Chiabo again. Look at that possession. I'm loving it. We've struggled with possession a lot this season, but that takes us into halftime. 0-0. Okay, we've had some good shots. They've had one or two, but we're here at halftime. 0-0. Juve versus FC Paris. Red Bull Paris. All right, second half is here. Like I said, I made no changes at halftime. Ramshak, I might bring it by the 70th minute. I just struggled for the last 20 minutes of in-game time just to get this back on the ball view. But we are here. They've taken a shot. It's okay. They've missed. 0-0 is a struggle, though. And truthfully, if it stays 0-0, I might just wait to sub on Ramsak until the very, very end. But like I said, 75th minute might just be the time to do so. At Clark, Gorna Duath and Becker combo is playing well. Nanto wins the ball, gets it into Nene. Nene turns, shot is saved. The shot is saved. Nene does get a shot off though. I think I'm keeping him in. It's the 70th minute. Like I said, I was gonna take him out, but he's getting his moments now. Juve's getting tired, and we are getting our chances. If they can get a cross in, it may be the end for us. Attack, step and get that ball, boys. Get that ball back, boys. Okay, we win the ball back with Vandenberg. Now's the time to counter. 2 minutes left in the game. Go. Gorna Duath is on the wing. Doesn't have many options. We need to get this counter going now. Gorna Duath out to Rodriguez. And the game is over. We're going to extra time, 0-0 against Juventus. All right, we're back in. Juve has the ball to start. 90th minute, 0-0. Ramshak is in for Nene. If we can get a shot or two off, that's been a struggle. Neither team has been able to get a shot off. If this comes to a penalty shootout, I will take the penalties. However, for some reason, the team's tactics completely changed. What has happened? How did the tactics... Somehow the tactics changed during that process, and I don't know how. Okay, we're back in what should have been the normal tactics. I think Gorna Duath and Becker, they're getting tired, but they are making the right calls, I think. The only real option we have is Papa Canelos and Doghim are the only attacking options on the bench we have. And I think since Enciso has struggled to get on the ball, we're bringing in the Greek god, Papa Canelos. Can him and Ramshak finish it before penalties? That would be ideal. Oh, they are in. They are in on the wing. They cross it in, but we win that ball back. If there's no one there to defend, though, Pino wins it back for them. If they get this ball back in the center, they might just get a shot off. And they get the cross, but Melier's there. That's okay. Juve's on the attack in the last minute of this game. We need to win this ball back now. Good. Great win. Can we get this ball before they get a shot off? And we are going to a penalty shootout. All right. Choosing my penalty takers here. I'm going to let Ramshak take the last penalty, I think. I think Gorna Duath needs to be in there as well over Becker. Becker's been here for a little bit, but not enough time for me to trust him with this. All right, I'm jumping in for the penalties. And we score the first one. Nanto takes us up 1-0. All right, Melier, it is your time to shine. And we get a save! Save with Melier. Valentin Barco, the left back, is in top left corner. This could be it. This could be the Champions League final. Come on, Melier. Right side. He misses. This goal might just do it for us. It's Bobby Clark, the man who we thought wouldn't keep up, scores the third penalty. And this, if they miss or if we save, we win. We could win a Champions League final right here. Melier, I threatened to sell you, and you proved me wrong, and they miss, and we win the Champions League final with Red Bull Paris. We have won the Champions League. Melier on a penalty shootout, saves one, scares them into missing two. Bobby Clark gets a goal. Nanto gets a goal. What a game. We held them 0-0. We held Juventus 0-0 in a Champions League final. And we have won 0-0, 3-0 on pens. We are Champions League winners, champions of Europe with Red Bull Paris. And look at that, we have done it, winners of the Champions League with Red Bull Paris. We get the cutscene too. This is exactly what I was hoping for. And we find out here if we won any other trophies. That looks like three. That looks like 3 trophies on there. We must have won something else in the process. Well, is one of those the French Cup? I don't know if we won Ligue 1 yet. We do know that we won the Cup at the beginning of the year and that we won the Champions League. But we have won. Red Bull Paris has won the Champions League. We've won Ligue 1 in the process. We have only bought and signed Red Bull players. This was a fantastic rebuild. Jurgen Klopp, I forgot that I was playing as Jurgen Klopp the whole time, has won Red Bull Paris a Champions League, and they've taken over. They've taken over France, and they've taken over the world, just as Red Bull loves to do. Let's take another look and see where we actually finished in all competitions here. In Ligue 1, we did win once again. 26 wins, 3 draws, 5 losses, 81 points. We win Ligue 1 for the second season in a row. And we win the Trophée Champion. I have no clue, but we won this trophy too, so that's at least a treble. And I don't remember, how did we do in the Coupe de France? We win the Coupe de France as well. We win the quadruple with Red Bull Paris. That is insane. We win over Monaco, we win over Nice, we beat Monaco to first place. That is an insane year from them, because not only did we do that, we won the Champions League over Juve 3-0, and it was not an easy road to get there. We faced Manchester City, had a comeback against Man City. We faced Arsenal, and in the group stage, we played Bayern, Napoli, and Barcelona. Real Sociedad won the Europa League. And Leipzig, our other Red Bull team, did get a trophy during our time here. They won the Conference League over a French team. That is hilarious to see. Last but not least, Real Madrid won the Super Cup, which we're going to be in next year. But we have won the Champions League. That was the goal. And let's look at the team who did it. This was the team. They're all complacent because they just won a Champions League. I would be too. But this team was crazy. Nene was here from the start. The star boy, our captain, after we sold our former captain. Nanto had a great year. I'm gonna look at the stats in a second, but look at this team. Clark, again, the guy who we didn't think he could do it. 25 years old, 81 rated, is the lowest rated on the team by far. Bichiabo has been here for so long, since he was 19, 6 years with him. Gorna Duat, I think 4 or 5 years with him as well. What a team, what a club. Ramshak didn't end up becoming our starting striker, but he was there. He was on the field when we won the Champions League. And Beetle, he had his moment to come back, but was not enough at all. We have done it though. We've won the Champions League. Let's look at these stats for the season. Julio Enciso, 42 goals and 8 assists. Brand new signing, and Nene with 38 and 24 assists. What is this guy? What is he on? These guys did crazy this year. Nanto 23-13, Ramshak 15 and 9, Clark 12 and 18, Dagem 11 and 1 in 11 games. This squad was it. This squad was insane. This squad, I've never played with a squad like this and had a season like this before. Obviously our lone players did all right, but Enciso, Nene, Nanto, Ramshak, and Clark, these guys are insane, and they carried us to a quadruple in season number 6. Well, last thing I want to check, I want to see if any of these guys won the Ballon d'Or. I'm going to sim through the next season and find out, but this has been a crazy season. Look at that. First place in Ligue 1, winner of the Trophée des Champions, winner of the Coupe de France, group stage of that preseason tournament, and a winner of the Champions League. What a season. Let's find out if we won a Ballon d'Or with that year. That was crazy. We did our biggest budget ever in season number 7, which we're not even playing. We're just going to see who won the Ballon d'Or. But 101 million in the budget is crazy. And I'm going to do something I love to do in my rebuilds, or at least I've started doing in my rebuilds. I have one more that I want to do for sure, but let me know in the comments if you want me to do any more specific style rebuilds. I love these interesting ones that kind of restrict me but make it more fun. I'm going to find out where these players go. Since I'm not going to be playing anymore, I'm going to be selling these players and see where their careers take them. First transfer out, we are seeing the wonder kid, the boy who almost became the starting striker in that final. Robert Ramsak leaves for Milan for 145 million, 86 rated, 23 years old. Good luck in Italy. We're seeing our second departure here. He would have been in the starting 11 this season for us. I was excited to use him as well, but Rafael Fernandez, our academy prodigy, is leaving for Marseille, staying in France for 41.4 mil. Another departure here, the biggest of them all. I thought he was going to take a while to sell, but this guy has been here from the start, and he carried us through this entire rebuild of Red Bull Paris. We say goodbye to Nene, going to Manchester City, quite fitting, for $169.9 million. Not even a good price for him. It says A rating. They said I could have got 180. That being said, goodbye, Nene. Thank you for your help. Meslier as well is leaving for Germany. Bayer Leverkusen for 41.5 mil. We signed Beetle to take over, and he just decided to step it up in season number 6 to win a Champions League. We're seeing an arrival here, but this arrival is coming at the cost of a departure. Van den Berg is going to Monaco, again staying in France, and they wanted a trade deal. A lot of these teams can't afford our players, so they're offering trades, and I'm just accepting them so that our players can go be free away from Red Bull Paris. Valentin Barco stayed with us for 1 or 2 seasons, is going to pair up with Ramsack in Milan for 101 million. Our man Bobby Clark gets his big move to PSG for 48.8 million after just winning a Champions League. Good luck. Big departure here as Bichiabo, who is here for so long, is leaving for Bayern Munich for over 51 million. Good luck in Germany, bro. You're going to get plenty of Bundesliga titles. Big move here as Enciso, the man who we had for a season who carried us. I think he might win the Ballon d'Or. He's going to pair up with Nene at Man City. That duo is deadly. Man City's going to win a lot this year. And Tony Rodriguez, our right back of, best right back I've ever seen. That crazy growth, 81 to 87 in one season, is going to Barcelona for a crazy fee. Wilfried Nonto heading to AS Monaco for just under 160 million, staying in France to dominate. Lucas Gornat-Duat, one of my favorite players of this whole rebuild, is heading to PSG to keep dominating Ligue 1. Excited for this guy. And with this new and improved, some would say, Red Bull Paris team, we get to face Leipzig in the Invitational. Let's see how it goes. Not well. 3-2? Alright, they almost had it. Becker is still here. He's the last one I'm waiting to sell. And just after that game, here he goes. Becker. I was so excited to get him in this team. Came in as a 78, left as an 84, and a star player at Red Bull Paris. He is leaving for whatever transfer fee that it won't tell me. Let's double check that transfer fee. Going to Inter Milan for 60.6 million, and that is the whole team gone. Now the last question is, did we win a Ballon d'Or? Alright, I haven't seen the Ballon d'Or screen come up or news come up, but Enciso, Nene, Gorna, Barco, Rodriguez, and Van den Berg all made the team of the year. So there's a high chance one of them could win the Ballon d'Or as well. Well, after just simulating all of what would have been season number 7, it did not show me the Ballon d'Or rankings whatsoever. So I'm going to safely assume that we won. I'm going to say Enciso won it, maybe Nene won it. They would have gone head-to-head for it, but they both made team of the year. So very, very awesome. Guys, if you appreciated this rebuild, let me know down in the comments. Show me some love. Give me a like. Give me a subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate y'all more than you know, and I love making these videos. I got one more career mode video coming your way, and if you love the draft content, keep up the love over there as well. I appreciate you guys so much. I will see you next time. Peace.